a bit of chip damage. Spooky stepping forward once again. Janek's being marked well here by Ho on the Cho'Gath. Explosive cast, knocked back. They try and get onto Ho. Cosmic Red is coming out, and look at the damage already coming out from Anorthosis. That's a double kill. Lurox gonna have to cycle in his way away. It's another as Spooky takes him out. It's Dragon secured, and what a fight.
They're spicing it up, and I like it, because when you have your back against the wall, when you're in a do-or-die position, often just throwing a curveball can give you a solid advantage, or at the very least increase your chances of winning, because we've seen them try to go for their standard comps. It hasn't really been working, so why not try something new?
Well, because sometimes the new thing doesn't work, man. Sometimes you try something new and it blows up in your face. However, we'll give them credit for trying so far, at least. We'll see if it blows up. It might, it may not, who knows. SK Prime obviously coming off a good game against Riddle just a couple of moments ago. They are 1-1. Anorthosis Esportsv looking to pick up their first win at the EMEA Masters group stage, or main stage, I guess, as we make our way onto Summoner's Rift for our 5th game of the day. Would be a big result for the Cypriot organization if they are able to pick up a win. Would be a big result, of course, for the GLL as well, the Greek league, from which Anorthosis Esportsv do hail. Levi walking back here. Dazzle coming out. Prime's going to have to flash away. Golden Toast joining up with the fight. They get the knock-up on the Prime as well. There's the exhaust. Now, this Nautilus doesn't have flash, does have the hook, but he's taken out before he can get away. First blood over. Spooky looking for more as he lands another flash onto Lurox, who has to flash away himself. Levi could look for something. Flash Dazzle a possibility, but so far, the only dazzling that's being done is Anorthosis Esportsv by whatever you say. And you know how you said we were going to see a big fight. Well, we didn't. Spooky's passed all the way up to top lane.
I'm pretty sure we're about to. Look
I mean, but this isn't a big fight, because a big fight's 6 players.
What I was talking about.
This is a smaller fight. As the Dazzle comes out, they manage to land the stun onto Keduii. Flash forward as they get underneath the tower. Golden Toast going low, but the heal from Cosmic Radiance. Not enough to keep him alive. No one from SK Prime tanking the tower after that. Nautilus escapes, and it's a kill over to SK. They're looking for a little bit more. Spooky on his way across to try and help out this Taric. The flash Dazzle. Keduii flashes away. The exhaust coming out as well. Prime tanks the tower, but he's executed as Lurox and Keduii are able to walk away from this one. Prime position to really do a lot of work on this Wukong. I think a lot of people underestimate just the power of Wukong, not only in his ability to teamfight because he has the Cyclone, because he has all of this pressure and zone control in fights, but also just the damn damage that the monkey has. If he slaps you over the face, you're taking a trip back to the fountain pretty legally split, and that's exactly what happens. Lurox now 3rd kill on the board down towards this bottom lane, and Spooky went up towards the top side to clear out his camps.
You literally feel like a raid boss. You are so strong. You have so much power. And he's getting there pretty quickly now because he's doing the dragon, because Cho'Gath was able to get the mid push, however. There's a play happening on the other side, Medic.
Yeah, but it's Genax. Like, it's Slicing Maelstrom Kennen. No flash on him. Slicing Maelstrom used. Aleph not tanking up the tower yet, though. Genax was a little bit early. Aleph knocked back. Almost falls, but in the end, it is Anorthosis Esportsv that do manage to pick up the kill. TP invested from ebiven as well.
Is on point, taking it with ebiven on spawn, and now we can see that the Herald is very, very close to timing out. There's around 40 seconds or so for Lurox to pop it. Seems like he's committed to popping it in the bot lane. For ebiven, in the meantime, pushes out mid and should be able to hover down and join if they wish to make it a team play.
Levi's going to try and get away from this one. He's burst before he can even bring down that Cosmic Radiance.
We're going to need some proactivity for Anorthosis to get themselves out of this difficult scenario, because once SK Gaming gets the setup like we just saw, they're just too clean. So I think the best bet for them is going to be, well, first and foremost, to be a little bit careful when you should know that enemy bot lane is rotating to top. What I was going to say though is that when they are rotating, that's when you can catch them. Catch them before the vision has been applied, before Xayah is already sitting top, moving Nautilus in your jungle, because that's the situations where you can create a man advantage and catch the SK off guard.
Yeah, it's just whether or not you ever get into that situation. In the last game against Riddle, we talked about SK maybe overstepping, you know, positioning poorly, playing around fog of war poorly, but they really didn't do that. Viego never had an opportunity to catch them out, and Anorthosis Esportsv in a similar hole right now, 4,000 gold behind. However, Keduii and Prime maybe have overstepped. The caster curse is strong in me as well as Golden Toast dashes forward. No Feather Storm for Keduii. Golden Toast taken down to about half, but Keduii is shut out by Spooky now, chasing towards Prime. Lurox going to try and turn this one around. The Cosmic Radiance coming down, and Golden Toast still able to survive it. Ebiven goes in with the Petrifying Gaze, stunned up with the Dazzle. The Root coming out as well. The Miasma onto Levi makes it a little bit tricky for him to escape, but the Miasma times out and he's able to flash away, and in the end, it's a 1-0 in favor of Anorthosis Esportsv that we get towards Infernal Soul at 24 minutes. There's always a possibility of a steal. Of course, Heartbreaker from Viego can get over that wall. You have the Cosmic Radiance, that Taric ult as well can be a bit tricky for SK to play around, but actually looks like Anorthosis are just going to back away. They'll work their way up towards the mid lane, try and get this mid lane tier 1. Opening up can do a lot for you. TP coming in from Genax, looking for that flank. Prime already down. Keduii trying to put the damage down as well. The Cosmic Radiance has been used. Genax coming in with a slicing Maelstrom, gets on towards the backline. Heartbreaker away by Spooky. The Dazzle being used as well. But Levi has already dropped, and it's 1-for-1 so far. Both the supports have fallen in the fray. Their terms, they can end up winning out. There's only one item so far on Golden Toast, though. He's got the Caulfield's Warhammer, maybe. Wondering if it's going to be a Navori second on the Zeri as Genax caught out down towards this bottom side, knocked in. Alien showing his skills on this. Gragas will take out Genax. SK Prime investing everything into the top side. Secure it. Drakes were nerfed a little bit over the last couple of patches as well, so not as strong individually. Genax caught a little bit there with the Spectral Maul, the stun coming out, the Dazzle being used as well. This cast.
Check the Baron.
It's on Keduii.
Check the Baron.
The Baron already down to 3,000 Boxer.
Check it!
They're looking for it. They're trying to get in, but already it's smited. Prime going to be on the front line now as well as Lurox going in with the Cyclone. SK Prime will sacrifice their support for a Baron, and that's a worthwhile trade for them, you have to feel. And now Anorthosis can look down towards that Dragon, but there's always the steal possibility from Lurox. Instead, they'll go for the mid lane tower. Genax has Flash, has Slicing Maelstrom's going to use exactly that to get in. Levi low, TP coming in as well. And from actually wasn't TP, it was just a Heartbreaker steal away there by Spooky as he takes Kennen's soul. In the end, it's 1-for-1 underneath the tower. Spooky looking for a little bit more. 15 seconds time and the battle lines are drawn. SK down towards the southeast. Anorthosis up towards the northwest as they start to work their way down the river. Lurox chunked out by Spooky, down to half. It's a good little bit of damage. Ultra Shock Laser coming out as well as Golden Toast tries to extendo beam his way towards a bit of chip damage. Spooky stepping forward once again. Genax being marked well here by Ho-Ho on the Cho'Gath. Explosive cast, knocked back. They try and get onto Ho-Ho. Cosmic Radiance coming out, and look at the damage already coming out from Golden Toast. That's a double kill. Lurox gonna have to cyclone his way away. It's another as Spooky takes him out. It's Dragon secured, and what a fight for Anorthosis.
He's very safe in the mid lane, so he's the one being on his own. The 4-man groups in top lane. Now moves down as Ebiven is catching the top wave, having a man advantage for a little moment on the mid turret, and this is going to be ASK's chance to engage.
Keduii knocked back again. Oh, he dashes forward with the Gale Force as well. For a second, I thought Keduii had been knocked into his demise, but instead, it's Aleph who dies. Slicing Maelstrom on towards the backline as well. Golden Toast now can open up, though. No mana on the Zeri. Not as important as it is on most AD carries, but does still help you out a little bit. Ebiven stunned up. Spectral Maul flashed away. Miasma coming down as well. Golden Toast down to half. Levi still alive. And in the end, a 1-for-1 trade. Both the top lane is going down. SK Prime now on the back foot as Anorthosis continue to push forward. Prime with the hook. The Zhonya's Ho-Ho flashing forward, and Prime will fall. Oh, the gargoyles at the last moment from Ho-Ho keeps him alive. However, Levi's gone down as well. We keep trading lane for lane, top for top. Now support for support. Spooky on a ward. Genax has been struggling on this cannon. Alep's positioning and his explosive casts have been game defining. And now with Prime going in, explosive cast does not Prime to the side. Spooky looking for a little bit more damage. GA already finished on the Viego, making him a much more difficult nuisance to deal with. He's trading with Lurox. That's the Cyclone out of the Monkey King. And SK Prime are investing a lot and not getting a little. Another hook comes out. Aleph locked up here. Stopwatch will buy a second. Featherstorm available for Keduii. Slicing Maelstrom coming out as well. Levi brings the Cosmic Radiance down, but it doesn't land in time to save his life, nor Aleph's. And now it's SK Prime on the front foot. Guardian Angel out from Spooky. As Genex does fall, but SK in position to fight. Genex has been struggling on this cannon. Aleph's positioning and his explosive casts have been game-defining. And now with Prime going in, explosive cast does not climb to the side. Spooky looking for a little bit more damage. GA already finished on the Viego, making him a much more difficult nuisance to deal with. He's trading with Lurox. That's the Cyclone out of the Monkey King. And SK Prime are investing a lot and not getting a little. Another hook comes out. Aleph locked up here. Stopwatch will buy a second. Featherstorm available for Keduii. Slicing Maelstrom coming out as well. Levi brings the Cosmic Radiance down, but it doesn't land in time to save his life, nor Aleph's. And now it's SK Prime on the front foot. Guardian Angel out from Spooky. As Genex does fall, but SK in position to fight once more if they so desire, with a Cho'Gath up though, and with Spooky and Golden Toast up as well. Actually looks like Anorthosis are going to be the ones setting up around this Baron. At least they'll get the Scuttle Crab. Ho-Ho TP's in for a little bit of moral support at least. Looks for the Rupture. The knockup doesn't land. Keduii going forward once again to still have that Featherstorm. Looking to lock up Ho-Ho here, but the Gargoyle shield is absolutely monstrous. Spooky on the backline takes out ebiven. Keduii is going to be able to kill off Ho-Ho as well. Spooky coming in from the side as well. Rooted before the Heartbreaker can come out. It's all on Golden Toast.
Patrick Gragas at CP medic. Aleph is going to come in and with CP in just a moment. Sure, Genex can follow, but Lurox is on half HP and it's going to be a 3 versus 3 scenario. The one thing to keep in mind is that Zeri doesn't have too much mana available. Lurox is now desperately trying to finish the Baron, does get it, but can they shut down Golden Toast?
They do.
They carry Golden Toast of Anorthosis a little bit, but he's in a tough position, being 2 and 6, completing mostly supportive items. I'm going to say now, however,
the explosive cast. Spooky is absolutely smurfing, man.
Does not want to lose this game. He is on a roll on the Viego, 6-1 and 9, stepping up massively for the Dragon and spawning in 10 seconds.
Anorthosis obviously do have the advantage when it comes to that objective secure. You've got the feast from the Cho'Gath. You've got them looking for a little bit more action. Prime already low here. Depth charge going out as well, but Prime gobbled up by Ho-Ho. No feast left for the objective, but instead they're looking for a fight. Slicing Maelstrom from Genex on towards the backline. Spooky's flashing away with the Cosmic Radiance. Keduii flashed over the wall, but Spooky chased him, and that's 2 more. And SK Prime can only stand and watch as their carries are decimated. Lurox pops the stopwatch. But I'm sorry, my dude, Golden Toast is on a golden road to victory. They might even just be looking to close this one out here. Infernal Soul, a possibility for them, but I can see blood in their eyes as the Nexus is on the cards for Anorthosis.
Yeah, we're seeing Anorthosis step up massively here with backs against the wall, being the underdogs going into SK. But despite having a difficult start in the early game, we see the mental strength, you know, just absolutely... Like, I'm actually almost speechless. It's so impressive finding this comeback, being in the position that they found themselves in, but they were dominating, playing so clean, so well as a unit, and everything that SK threw at them, they were ready, and they were on point and showing that the Greek League should not be underestimated.
A huge victory for the GLL and for Anorthosis Famagusta, obviously.